Hey people, Aziz Army here, and today I wanted to bring you a final video on my Dex build for Demon Souls Remake, just to see where we've ended up with our character in New Game, and basically just kind of finish off the playthrough as much as possible up to the ending. So diving into the build, this is how we've ended up decked out. So we've got a sharp Uchi Katana to +5. We've got the blind in our offhand, also at +5, and then a sticky longbow at +5. The armor set we're rocking is the dull gold set. We're also using the Regenerator's ring and the Cling ring as well. So what I want to do is, before we get into finishing off the final area here, is just really talk about how you go about getting a good dex build, where we got, sort of how I got to this point really. You can see our stats here on the right hand side. I was thinking of going slightly different with the build at one point, so it's not 100% optimized, but I would say this is what you're looking at for by the end of New Game. So we got our Vitality at 40, Endurance 30, Strength, that should be 18, because I was thinking of using the Penetrator Sword at one point. So that only needs to be 18, and then your Dexterity would be 35. There was also a couple of points that I put into luck, which you didn't necessarily need. However, I found personally, for getting the materials that I needed for the build, that did help, because the Providential Ring on its own and Pure Black Will Tendency it still was very difficult. So, obviously, what you would do first of all is complete Boletaria World 1 and then come immediately to the Shrine of Storms. Obviously, I've just taken the time to clear out all the enemies ready. In this first area, I would mention there's a talisman here, which you'll want to pick up for later. You'll then want to come immediately over here, past the Vanguard, and your Uchi Katana will be here. What you'd also want to do as well is nip down here, and in here you'll find the cells. It's just down here. Oh no, I always do this. Yep, gone the wrong bloody way. So yeah, down here is the jail cell where the merchant will be, and he will actually sell you the longbow, so you can get your main weapon and your range weapon pretty much straight away at the start of the game. That cell will be locked, however, so you will need the key, and the key you'll need to come back on yourself here, past another trap, and then there's two items that we can get here by going up this way. So you need to come across here, and then you'd actually need to go down to the bottom of the stairway. And if you go to the bottom, there will be the key for that cell. Then you want to come back up and roll off here, and you'll find the Regenerator's ring, which will give you health regeneration over time, which is important just for your general playthrough of the game. What you can do is, the Adjudicator is not the most tricky of bosses. He will do a lot of damage compared to your health at this point in the game, but you can come straight across to the boss fight then, and just take care of him straight away, and that will give you a very decent amount of souls for the start of the game. And then in terms of then getting your materials to get your sword leveled up, the very first area of the Shrine of Storms, you can quite easily just kill the skeletons there for your Bladestone shards, just to get your katana up to +2 sharp. And then later in the game, what you're going to want to do then is have the world as pure black. So once you've completed the area, get the world to pure black. The merchant will move here, and he will also sell you some different arrows. I generally use the light arrows because they do the same damage as the normal arrows, but obviously they weigh a lot less in your inventory compared to things like the heavy arrows. then what you're going to do is you can either farm this guy at the same time, and then go across, and then the rest of your materials are then going to be coming from this guy in here. And you want your Providential Ring, as I said, Pure Black Will Tendency, and he will drop you Shards, Chunks, and the Pure Blade Stones. The main attacks you want to look out for is the jumping attack there. It's very easy to backstab. And also he does a thrusting attack, which is very easy to backstab as well. What I would also recommend here is use the Thief's Ring. Oh, you don't want that to happen. Because the Manta Rays can just make this a lot harder than it already will be with that guy. And then every time you kill him and get your drop, just roll off the edge, go back to the Archstone, and then you're pretty much ready to go then and do it again. You just do that on repeat. What I would say, and this is the reason why I ended up going for a few extra points into luck, is the chunks will more than likely take you longer than the Pure Blade Stones. So I actually ended up with 2 Pure Blade Stones before I had enough chunks that I could get the katana up to level 5. And yeah, that's quite common with what you'll find really with this this whole farming malarkey in the Demon Souls remake. Okay, so your next point of call then would be, once you've got your katana and your bow, would be to go to World 2-1, so Stonefang Tunnel. You want to unlock the merchant here, so you're going to have to go around in a big circle until you get the shortcut. You're then going to want to defeat the Armored Spider, and the Armored Spider will give you a pure Spider Stone, which you'll need to get your bow up to +5 sticky. Now, in terms of getting the items you'll need, the Spider Stone Shards and the Spider Stone Chunks, most of these will come from a Crystal Lizard, which I'll show you where that Crystal Lizard is. But the rest of your chunks will come from these guys. So basically the guys that are holding no weapons in this area, they've all got a good chance of dropping either Spider Stone Shards or Spider Stone Chunks for you. And as I said, it's the ones with no weapons you're looking for. And then just to show you then the Crystal Lizard, this is a little run, but you're going to want to do this 4 times. So obviously every time that the game starts, there's always a Crystal Lizard in set locations, and then every time you kill one boss is 1 additional spawn for the Crystal Lizard. So he'll appear a total of 4 times. He can also drop you an additional pure sticky stone as well, but I found that he dropped me enough shards and enough chunks that I got my bow to +4, and I needed 1 or 2 more chunks then, just to get it up to +5. So I'll just show you where the lizard is. There's a little bit of a trap. Apologies. So here we go. So the Crystal Lizard will literally be by this corner here. So a couple of hits, kill him, pick up the shards and the chunks, and then you can literally just roll back down to the start of the area. Then you can obviously go then to the merchant once you've unlocked him by the shortcut, and you can spend your Bladestone and your sticky stone shards. Now the blind and the armor set is slightly different. So the other place that you want to be spending time with is it's going to be the Valley of Defilement, and I'll quickly show you, because they're basically in the same place, both the sets and the swords. It's just slightly different requirements. So I'll just quickly go across to the Valley of Defilement. You want to be on area 5-2, Swamp. You're going to want it to have, again, completed all the bosses in this area. Then what you're going to want to do is turn your world tendency to pure black. Okay, and then what you'll find is two different things. The armor set, you don't need to be on pure black world tendency, but the weapon we do. So what you're going to do is you're just going to run across. Ideally, you would have the shortcut by now. If not, it doesn't really matter too much. So what you're going to want to do is, I'll show you now, you've got the fence that's coming up. Gotta love the katana backstab. So yeah, this fence, so basically if you didn't have the shortcut, you'd have to do the normal drop down, hug this fence, and then go through over there, and then round, and then drop down as soon as you get onto the ramps. If I... There you go. This is a little better. So you can see over there, so that's your normal path. You've got the cave, you've got the ramps, and then you just jump down. If you've got the shortcut, however, you just come across here, and you can go straight on the other side of the fence. Now, what you'll see is on pure black wheel tendency, in this area over here, where you see those two little bits of fence, there will be a black phantom, which is Vinland's sister. If you kill her, she will drop the sword. And then slightly over here, let me have a look. So I think it's there. So if you see where those 4 enemies are there, there's like a little island just above them. There'll be a slug, just a random slug on its own, and that slug will have the set. Now, obviously, we've covered off leveling up the katana and also the bow. The blind, as it is classified as one of those sort of special weapons of the game, you are going to need the colourless demon souls, and this is where that talisman comes into place. There's also what you're going to do is you're also going to take advantage of the worlds that you've got in pure black tendency. So you're not going to have the whole of your game in pure black. You're going to need 3 of those worlds. And to be honest, they're going to be towards the pure black tendency anyway. So let's just run back to the Nexus so I can show you. Well, I can show you from here actually. So you'll have the value of defilement in pure black world tendency. Anyway, because you want the blind, then what you're going to do then is you're going to kill Galvinian's sister, then you're going to go back across towards the boss fight, the second boss fight, and then what you'll do then is on the left hand side there's like a kind of a big gap before you enter the built up area, and basically there'll be a primeval demon there, and he will drop you a colorless demon soul. Then in the Shrine of Storms, where we were farming that skeleton who dropped the pure bladestone, and that path that we walked up across, there will be another primeval demon there in pure black world tendency, so you can take use of this. And then finally, Stonefang Tunnel. Then what you would do in this area is, let me just show you, it's easier because we kind of gone past both of the areas where the primeval demon is in the other worlds. So the primeval demon for this place is just basically where those elevators are down there. So in pure black world tendency he'll be sat right down there. Then for the final 2, to get it to +5, what you're going to want is the talisman that we mentioned, and then you're going to want the golden mask, which is the mask for the rogue set, and and that mask is located in the room where you drop the heart in LATRIA, and I'll quickly show you that. So again, I'll get reasonably close, just so we can see it from a distance, just so we don't have to tackle all the enemies here. But it's pretty straightforward. So we got the bright. So yeah, so basically what you normally do is in the sort of Colosseum looking building, you normally go to the left. What you'll do is once you've cut the 2 chains by killing the 4 enemies on each chain, is you go down to the right, and you see down there's this pathway, but there's also you can go further down, and you just keep going down to the bottom, and once you've dropped the heart, you'll be able to enter that room. There'll be the rogue mask, the gold mask. There'll also be, I believe, the ring of advice is down there as well as a few other bits and bobs. I think there's a weapon down there as well. So what you would do then is, in terms of the talisman that you pick up at the start of the Shrine of Storms and the gold mask, you would then go back to the Shrine of Storms. Just thinking, what's the quickest and easiest way for me to show you this? So what you're going to do is go back to the Shrine of Storms, and then you're going to go to the crows. So I don't want to go all the way up here, so again I'll just quickly show you with photo mode. Ooh, bog off. Okay, which is this tree there. So you can see the crow's nest and some crows flying around, funnily enough, as well. But yeah, the crow's nest is here. So what you need to do to drop those items and to get the colorless demon souls is you need to place your item next to the tree. So you select your gold mask, you press drop, then you save and quit the game. And once you have saved and quit the game and loaded back up, you'll have a colorless demon soul. You do the same with the talisman as well. Exact same process. Drop it, save and quit the game. You'll have a second colorless demon soul, and that'll give you 5. And with the colorless demon souls, unlike the other materials, then all you do is you just use 1 per level, which is fair, to be honest, because obviously there's such a rare item in the game. Then obviously now you have all the materials that you need. Okay, slightly slow loading screen, eh? You just come and visit the blacksmith. Now, here we go. And he'll take, as I said, both the he'll be able to upgrade your katana to the sharp path. He can do that when your katana is level 0. It doesn't need any levels like some of the other weapons, whereas the bow, that needs to be at +3, then he can take that on the sticky path. And then obviously the blind, again, he can immediately upgrade that with the colorless demon souls. And then you're pretty much ready to go then. The build is ready to rock and roll. As I said, this is a new game. If you're into New Game Plus, you probably put more points into Dexterity, health if you wanted to, or you may want to sort of diverge and go towards, say for example, magic, just to have a bit more variety in your build, potentially add some buffs to the weapon as well. Yeah, completely your choice. Obviously, new game, the main thing that you want is at least to have that that health at 40, because the amount more damage that will be done to you compared to new game. And trust me, it is a bit of a shock going from New Game to New Game Plus, because it is 1.5 times the damage that you normally face. But yeah, once you've done everything, you'll be fully prepared. So I'll just show you now. We'll go and fight the Penetrator, and I can kind of give you a flavour of the build and how everything works here. So we got the katana, which will either be one-handing or two-handing. So as you can see, it's got a nice one-handed move set. We've got the poke, two-hand. Then when we've got the blind in our offhand, nice quick swipe there. This can actually be comboed as well with the katana. So if you see this, we got, watch, 1, 2. But if we go 1, 2, it is actually slightly quicker. You've also then got a very quick parry as well. And then obviously we've got the bow then that we can use. And to be honest, that bow is very handy. Especially for PvE. Not as much for PvP. But yeah, for PvE it is extremely useful. This first time around, these guys gonna be on the other side of the gate. As you can see, the parry is super quick. And you may be thinking as well, why have the blind as a secondary weapon apart from the parrying? You will have the ability to go through players' shields. So if you've got a player that's turtling behind the shield, just a quick couple of swipes, and they'll soon think about it when they realise they can't actually defend against any of your attacks. My fingers are getting a bit muddled here because I've been I went back and had a quick game of Warzone on the brand new mode. Same thing happened when I was playing AC Valhalla actually, because the dodge buttons are completely different. Got myself getting all confuddled. Okay, I was going to say if he was behind his shield, then I could have kind of showed you. There you go. He only had 1 HP, but yeah, as I said, it kind of gives you an idea. Shield users are not safe with this weapon. Right, let's go and take care of that guy. Do I actually need to come up this way? There's a decent merchant up here. He's the guy who moves 3 times. He does sell some decent items at this point in the game. Most notably, the Knight Sword is very good. The Claymore is very good. The Knight Shield as well. Yeah. Also, I think the Great Sword is up here. Yeah, great sword. Right, where are you, beefy boy? I believe this is the martial parry there. It is tricky getting used to that that parry animation because it is very fast compared to a shield. Right, where are you? Nice. Close. Come on, big guy. The two-handed R2, I generally wouldn't recommend using that, just because it is so slow. I mean, even if you try and combo it, it is slightly faster, but it is very, very slow. Yeah. Two-handed rolling attacks is kind of goofy. Oh. Little shove at the right time there, did his trick. Probably could be doing a lot better job of showing this build off, but just haven't really played the game this week much at all. Trying to get deep into AC Valhalla, and then the Warzone update came out, and I was like, oh, should I give the game one last try? And to be fair, the new Rebirth Island has been pretty fun. Got a win on the first day as well, which I was really happy with. Let's go and unlock the shortcut. Oh my god. This small hallway is not meant... small path is not meant for me and my katana. Right. Ooh. Shot off the bow a little, actually. Very decent damage you get with the bow. Okay, here's our Strava. He's our help once again. We're about to get bullied by a load of Red Eye Knights.
Thank you for rescuing me.
Yeah, I think we've got time for a chat, mate. Generally, as you're running around any point, you really want to be utilising that running attack, but just be careful because you can get counter damage like we did here. Oh, I thought I had my other weapon in my other hand then. I was gonna take a swipe and I was just aiming down sights of my bow instead. Ugh. Cutscene. I was gonna say that ruined my bloody soul remains. Yeah. Oh my god. Don't be afraid to hide. What do you mean? There we go. Hopefully we won't have to do this bridge again. Got the iron key as well, but we haven't gone back and saved Bjor, so we're going to be missing an NPC friend in this fight. Just watch the official getting impaled. Okay guys, well that is pretty much that with the build. Apologies for the cack-handedness in that end bit there. As I said, it has been a very it's a good couple of days since I've played the game. I was gonna say a very long time, but it hasn't. It's been a couple of days. But yeah, when you're just playing with two different games, apart from this, with completely different control schemes, it does just mess you up a little. Anyway, as I said, this is the end game build for new game at least. Got very decent defense, really good potential damage-wise as well. Something slightly different as well, just having the sword to go through shields and parry in an offhand as well. But yeah, just I think what I'll do now is on Friday night, and that's why I wanted to get this video filmed today, is I'm either going to be doing a bit of PvP with this build, or potentially starting a new build again. I was thinking of the next one will be the Faithful Brute. So that one is going to be a bit tricky in terms of when I can sort of put the build together, because it is going to require a lot of stuff from the Valley of Defilement, which, I mean, it is accessible in at the start of a gameplay, but it is just very, very tricky for a low-level character. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I'll definitely be streaming tomorrow night, which would be Friday the 18th. And then what we'll do is we'll either do some invading, as I said, with this build. We'll do some PvP co-op, or potentially we'll start the new build, and also just talk about what we want to do next really on the channel. As I said, apart from that, I've got all the Souls games now on my PS5, all running beautifully in 4K. So if you want to see any of those on the channel, then just let me know. We can either stream or do a series on one of those games as well. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, hit the like button, subscribe for more, and I will catch you in the next one.